Hey everybody, hope you're doing well today. This is Brad Cartwright with the next installment of the How to Draw series, a collaborative effort between me and you. And I committed myself to creating new videos for each one of these series, and then I came across this video. It's too good. I wanted to put it out there for you. It's called How to Draw All of the Diagrams, all of the profit diagrams in Theory of the Firm. So let's check it out. Take a look at this. If you're studying Theory of the Firm, this video is going to help you so much.
Today we're going to take a look at the base profit diagrams for all the market structures that you study in Theory of the Firm. What does that mean? Well, the profit diagrams are diagrams that show abnormal profit, that show normal profit, or that show a loss. And each one of those profit levels must be shown in the market structure of perfect competition, of monopoly, of monopolistic competition, or of oligopoly. What this video is going to show you, which, by the way, I feel like this might be the most important video you can watch in your studies of Theory of the Firm. What this video is going to show you is that you can reduce down all of those, what sounds like a bunch of graphs, a bunch of diagrams that you have to memorize down to two. It's one diagram for the price takers market. That is the perfect competition market structure. And one base diagram for the price makers market structures. Those are the market structures of monopoly, because they get to pick their own price. Monopolistic competition, because they get to make their own price. And oligopolies also get to make their own price. So they are the price makers, yeah? The price takers are the firms that operate in perfect competition because they're so small and the industry's so huge that they have to take their price from the industry. If you just divide out the market structures that way, price takers, perfect competition. Price makers, monopoly, monopolistic competition, and oligopoly, oh my goodness, my friends, you will have so much clarity in your studies of Theory of the Firm. All right, so take a look at this next slide. In this slide right here, you will see that no matter which market structure you are working in, you can follow these same 5 steps right off the bat. In other words, regardless of if the question is about abnormal profit, normal profit, or loss, these first 5 steps are the same. Really? Yes, they are. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do, you get a profit question, which is like the majority of the profit questions, majority of the questions to get in Theory of the Firm about showing profit levels in some level in some market structure. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to identify the market structure right off the bat. Is the question asking you about a price takers market structure or a price makers market structure? The price taker, there's only one, perfect competition. Price makers, that's the rest. Monopoly, monopolistic competition, and oligopoly. Okay, because these two different market structures ask you to draw a different revenue curve, right? So the second thing you're going to do, and it's going to make more sense, hang on with me, go with me on this, okay? Go through this whole video. This is a critical video. After you determine if it's a price taker or price maker market structure, you are going to draw the corresponding revenue curves of demand, average revenue, and marginal revenue. Then you are going to draw the marginal cost curve, the MC curve. Then you are going to find the profit maximizing level of output, which is where MC equals MR, and you're going to find Q. Then you are going to take that quantity, that profit maximizing level of output, that quantity, and go up to price. No matter the profit level, no matter if they're asking you for the for abnormal profit or normal profit or loss, I'm telling you, you just draw the same diagram, okay? When you get to this point and you have found price, you back off and you go back and you say, hey, I got this. I got this. What kind of profit level are you looking for, Mrs. IB, Mr. IB? Oh, you're looking for a loss? Oh, that's cool. I can draw that. I just add my ATC curve, or ATC curve, average total cost curve, and average cost curve, the AC curve, they're one and the same. They're the same thing. If you're confused about that, be confused no more. They're the same thing. Average cost curve, AC curve, ATC curve, average total cost curve, same thing. Then you just draw the curve. That's it. And where you draw this curve will create the diagram that shows abnormal profit, or it will create the diagram that shows normal profit, or it will create the diagram where you show a loss. Okay? So now now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the price takers market structure, which is perfect competition. We're going to show those revenue curves, that marginal cost curve, that Q, and that price, and then we're going to find the profit level. It's going to be super easy. Then after that, we're going to go to the price makers, which is a monopoly, monopolistic competition, and oligopoly, and they function differently because they can make their price. All right, check this out. All right, so the profit diagrams for perfect competition, they are the price takers, and because they have to take a price from the industry, from a force outside of themselves, their demand curve is going to look a little bit different. So the base diagram for all profit diagrams in perfect competition is going to look like this. But before you look at that, like, oh, how did he draw that? Look it, watch. We're going to go through the same steps. Identify the market structure. Oh, they asked for perfect competition. Oh, okay. So that is a price taker's market. This is the price taker's market. What do you do first? First, you draw the vertical axis, horizontal axis. This should say price and cost with a currency, 0, and this should say output down here, okay? Output. Change that in your mind. Quantity is correct for sure. I got these diagrams from Jocelyn Blink, an excellent, excellent resource for you in IB Economics. I have my students put output down here, and price and cost. Okay, cool. So now, draw the revenue curves. What do the revenue curves look like in a price taker's market in a perfect competition? Well, they have to, and if you don't understand this, go look at the cost revenue profit section for how they determine the revenue. But the thing is that price takers, they take a price from the market. So these are, perfect competition is like these massive, massive commodities markets like corn or oil or wheat or copper or aluminum, these massive minerals that we find in the earth. Or what else? Maybe it could be a foreign exchange desk. Think about a foreign exchange desk. Every foreign exchange desk on this planet takes prices, and they take it from the foreign exchange market that is the Forex market that's traded all over the world, and you take a price. Okay, so because they're price takers, then you draw the revenue curves. Well, we know that they're perfectly elastic. Demand equals average revenue and equals marginal revenue. Okay, now draw the marginal cost curve. Bam, draw the marginal cost curve. There it is. Find your profit maximizing level of output. Well, that is always where MC equals MR, and find your Q. Okay, so MC equals MR right there, because there's MC, there's MR, that's their intercept. This is the quantity that will give this firm the highest ability to maximize its profits. It doesn't mean it will. It just means that it is the quantity where they have the chance of maximizing their profits. And then what do? You find P, which that's the same line. So there it is, okay? So where MC equals MR determines the quantity, yeah, exactly, right there. Now, regardless of the level of output that the question's going to ask you, whether it's loss, abnormal profit, or normal profit, you start with the same diagram. It's this diagram. If you just know this diagram, you will very easily be able to show the level of profit accurately. Check out this next slide. Wow, what's that? I'll show you what this is. This is the ultimate slide for your studies of profit diagrams in perfect competition, okay? What does it mean? Well, if the question asks you to show abnormal profits, look what happened. You just follow those same steps. You just draw the same base diagram that we just drew. And then what? Well, there's only one curve left. It's the AC curve. So that was what was below the line in our list, right? 1 and 2. What was it? Find the profit level. Okay, then what? Draw your ATC curve. So if you think about it, look at this. So this is a base diagram, and this says that as long as our average costs are below price level, we'll make abnormal profits. We'll check it. If you draw your average cost curve, which must bottom out right there, you will have a point right here where you know that your costs are lower than price because the average cost curve is below it. And then you go over to the quantity, and where your costs are covered at the profit maximized level of output, that is where you check it, wait for it, break even. Oh my God! So let me see. If we were selling corn, right? And we are in a perfect competition market, and this is the price level that's going on at the international market. But we could produce corn at a cost that's of C, and let's say that, I don't know, let's just say this is like what? $4 a bushel? That's our cost per bushel, but we sell it for $5? Is it that hard to figure out that we would make abnormal profits because our average cost is 4 per unit of output and the market gives us 5? No, that's easy to figure out. So if you just take this base diagram and draw your AC curve below price, where it intercepts not the marginal cost curve, but this point right here, this quantity of output below price, then that's all going to be abnormal profit. That's easy. Okay, well, what if it asks you for a loss? Oh no, what do? The same thing. You chill, you relax. You're like, all right, cool. I got this. I don't even care if it says loss. I'm going to draw that diagram. You draw your base diagram. Your base diagram for perfect competition, the price taker's market space. Then, what do they say? Oh, loss. Oh, well, that means then, that my average cost must intersect the marginal cost curve above the price, because therefore I'll show that our costs aren't covered by the price that we get in the marketplace. Oh, check it out. Here it is. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Draw this. Average cost curve lowest point must be at the marginal cost curve. Yeah. Then you go back to this key quantity. This quantity is very, very important to you because this is where you have the chances of profit maximizing. And then you go up to your average cost curve. And guess what? We're in the corn market, and the price we have to charge is $5, and our average cost per bushel is $6. We're going to lose $1 a bushel. Yeah, you are. Exactly right. So what's that? A loss. Well, you can understand that, right? That makes sense. So it's the same. This diagram is that diagram with one change. This diagram is that diagram with one change. Okay? Well, then what if the question asks you for normal profits? Oh, well, that means that our average costs are equal to the marginal cost and the price and the average revenue and the marginal revenue. That's right. So if you want to show normal profits, that means that at this point right here, at this quantity level, best said, at this quantity level, guess what? You cover your average cost. Oh, you break even. Oh, so yeah, we can produce a bushel of corn for $5, and guess what? We sell it for, hey, $5. Great, sweet. We can still go on vacation. Everybody's getting paid. Remember, normal profits means that everybody gets paid, right? You're making your salary. It's just that there's nothing left. Oh, that's cool. And that is how you would draw normal profits in perfect competition, which is the price taker's market space. So they're all based on one diagram, and then you just move the AC curve, move the AC curve, move the AC curve, and you got it. This is not hard. You can get so twisted up in this, so totally twisted up in this. But if you just realize and understand that there's a base profit diagram underneath this for perfect competition, which is the price taker's market space, market structure, then you can do this really easily. All right? You just draw the AC curve where you need to in order to show the difference between abnormal loss and abnormal profit. Okay? Or normal profit, sorry. Okay? So, wow, that was pretty reasonable. Okay, now let's check it out for, the profit diagrams for the other market structures, which we are now calling the price maker's market structure. All right, and those price makers are monopoly, monopolistic competition, and oligopoly. What their base diagram is going to look like is as follows on this page. Why is it that it looks different? Because they get to make their price, and therefore they can choose what price they want. They want to charge this, they want to charge that, they want to charge that, they want to charge that. They can choose, unlike those firms operating in the price takers marketplace. Firms operating in monopolistic competition and oligopoly can pick their price to some extent. Oh, cool. So how do we get this diagram? Same exact process, okay? So you get a question from the IB, and it says, show abnormal profit in a monopoly. And you're like, okay, monopoly, what's that market structure? That's a price maker. Okay, so that means I'm going to draw revenue curves of demand, AR, and MR that are downward sloping. And so you know now that the demand curve is going to slope down like that, and you know that demand always equals average revenue. If you're confused about that, check out the earlier videos on revenue. And then you also know that your marginal revenue curve is going to descend at twice the rate and is going to go negative, right? This line needs to extend past the horizontal axis because your marginal revenues can go into the negative range. Okay, that's number 2. Then what's number 3? Draw your marginal cost curve. Boom, draw the marginal cost curve, lay it. Remember, this is the most important curve on the whole thing. It tells you so much information. Then what? You need to find the profit maximizing level of output. That is where MC equals MR, and I need that quantity. Okay, wow, this is exactly like the other diagram, except the diagram just looks a little bit different because it's not perfectly elastic and it's downward sloping. That's right. Oh, where's MC equal MR? Well, since MR is no longer underneath the average revenue curve because this is a downward sloping demand curve, then MC equaling MR is right here. So this quantity is the quantity that a firm that's a monopolistic competitor, or an oligopoly, a firm that is a price maker, this is where they should produce if they want to have the highest opportunity to maximize their profits. So you take this profit maximizing level of output, and you extend it up to price. That's number 5 over here, price. And then you go over here, okay? And then then you're done. You got the base diagram. This is it. Now, no matter what level of profit there is, whether it's abnormal profit or loss or normal profit, you're going to draw this same diagram. And if you think about it, let's just say we're making pizza, and our marginal revenue and our marginal costs collide here. And let's just say that we're selling the pizza for $8 in the marketplace. Well, if my average costs are $5 per pizza, then what's going to happen? Then my costs are going to bottom out right here on my marginal cost curve, and I'm going to make abnormal profits. Is this difficult? No, because any point, as long as my average costs, are covered at this quantity level, anywhere between this spot and the price, and if the price is $8, and I know I can make a pizza for $5, I'm making abnormal profits. So all I have to do now is draw my average cost curve to intersect the marginal cost curve at its lowest point, and then look at where my average costs are covered with this quantity level. It's so easy. But what if I want to show a loss? Well, in that case, I just extended this quantity up here, and let's say that my average costs at this quantity were $10. Oh my gosh, but the price is $8, then I would be showing a loss. And what if my average costs were $8 per pizza? Well, then I'd be making normal profit because I would just barely cover my costs. My friends, this is not hard. Okay? And this is true for monopolies, this is true for monopolistic competition, and except for this one little thing that is a theory about the kink demand curve and oligopoly, it's true for oligopoly as well. All right, so check this out. You can take this base diagram based on the same decision tree, right, that you used for the price takers market, the perfect competition market, to create this diagram. And as long as you remember that these are downward sloping revenue curves because they're price makers, you're golden, right? Now you have this diagram, and check it, 1, 2. Here you go. Wow, now my base diagram right here works for any profit level, abnormal, loss, or normal profits. How did we do that? Well, just as I had explained. So if the question is abnormal profit in monopoly or abnormal profit in monopolistic competition, draw this base diagram, same diagram. You come down here and you go, okay, well, I just need to show that my average costs are lower than this price of A. So if you draw an average cost curve that's lowest point is on the marginal cost curve, at any point where it also intersects this quantity level below A, you're going to show abnormal profits. It's so easy, man. Here's $5. This is our cost for the pizza, right? $5. Yeah, for every pie we sell, we make $3. Wow. Is that a new curve? Is this something I have to memorize? No, it's just logic, man. It just makes sense. You get this intuitively, right? You do, easily. Okay. Well, what if you're selling your pizzas, what if your average costs were higher? What if you had to show in monopolistic competition a loss? Well, they're price makers, boom, 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 make this base diagram. And then what? Well, if it's a loss, then that means that the average cost curve must come down, lowest point on the MC curve there, but be higher than the price. Oh my gosh, look at what happened. Here it is. That's so crazy. Monopolistic competition, yeah, so we're selling our pizzas for $8, but our average costs at this quantity level, they're $8. I mean, $10. Oh my God, we're showing a loss. Is that difficult? No, that's easy. That's so easy, okay? So this would be the loss diagram for monopoly, monopolistic competition, and oligopoly, except for this little kink demand curve thing we'll get to, okay? That's easy. Now what? Oh no, it says to show normal profits in monopoly. Oh, that's cool. Okay, bam, 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 bam. Go through that whole process of creating this diagram. And then what? Well, if I want to show normal profits, that means that where P and Q meet at this profit maximizing level of output right here on the base diagram, I just have to show my average cost coming down and touching that tangentially, bottoming out on the MC curve and going up. Follow the arrow, my friends. There it is, right? And these colors got switched here by Jocelyn Blink, but it's the same thing. Here's the marginal revenue curve, right? And here the average cost curve is blue. It doesn't matter. But okay, so how do I do this? Well, if the profit maximizing level of output is Q, then that just means that I need to cover my costs right there. This is the break-even point, because that's the average cost curve. That's the break-even point. So this is a situation where we're operating, say, monopolistic competition. We want to make normal profits, and our costs are $8 per pie, right? Per pizza, and we're getting $8 in the marketplace. And that means that we're all getting paid. That doesn't mean that we're losing money. That means that everybody's getting a salary, including the owner, because this is economic cost, both the implicit and explicit cost. So we're taking home money, the owners are still taking the kids on vacation. Hey, let's go see Mickey, let's head to Paris. Let's head to Bangkok. Hey, check it out. Let's go down to Melbourne. Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's go to Delhi for vacation. Okay, no, let's hit the coast. I mean, come on. Right? Let's go to the beach. Great. We'll go to the coast of Chile. It's beautiful. Cool. Let's go to Patagonia. Yeah, because we're getting paid, but we're just not making abnormal profits. Okay? So look at that. Look at that. That is the whole key here to the way to be successful in IB economics is to take things that are they appear difficult, and reduce them down to something very, very manageable. If you follow that process, you are going to kill it, nail it, rule it on the IB exam for all of your profit diagrams, whether it be in perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition, or oligopoly. All right?
Well, there you have it. A look at all the profit diagrams in Theory of the Firm. It's a long video, but I thought it would be something really important for you to take a look at, especially if you're beginning your studies of Theory of the Firm. Man, you can get overwhelmed with all of the different diagrams that there are, but I think via this video you can see that there actually aren't that many of them. There's the same diagram repeated and repeated and repeated. Cool. Listen, I hope you found that video to be helpful. As you know, my name is Brad Cartwright. I teach IB Economics in Santiago, Chile, and I love, 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 and take to heart this privilege that I have of teaching via YouTube. If you have any suggestions about future videos that I should put together, please let me know. Put them in the comment box below. And also, if you are interested in subscribing to this channel so that we can stay in contact. I think of this whole thing as a collaboration between me and you. After all, I'm looking to learn as much as I possibly can about the world around us. This forum enables us to connect from vast places on the earth. So please, please, please subscribe, turn on those notifications so we can stay in close contact with one another. All right, my friend, take care of yourselves, be good to one another, and we'll talk to you in a bit.